Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
After suffering from a long and grueling winter, Mother Nature is finally easing up and giving us a little beautiful weather. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. Sun, blue skies, and all around great Good Friday. For what we can expect for the rest of our day and the Easter holiday, let's check in with Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Green.
We really did luck out on the timing of this nice weather. Temperatures on their way up. We've got that beautiful sun we just saw there, blue skies, and we're already into that 60-degree range for at least a couple of places. Out by Jamestown, 60 right now. It's 57 in Fargo and in Grand Forks. So working our way up after starting off our day in the sub-freezing range in many places. So it was a little bit of a chilly start. Our temperatures are up and so are our winds. They are increasing. We do have a couple of places where we have some gusts into the 20s. The wind out of the southwest or out of the south, and we'll continue to see breezier conditions into the afternoon. So that's the one issue we're having to put up with. It's a warming wind though, so that's helping to drive those temperatures up. Our visibility looking great, and the radar and satellite map showing some of those clouds passing through. They are not too thick for us here in the valley, except for up in the northern valley, northeastern North Dakota specifically. You may be seeing a little bit more gray conditions, maybe a sprinkle around Langdon, but overall we've got some really nice weather happening for us here. And temperatures again back into the 60s. 64 degrees your high today in Fargo. Just watch out for that wind, and we'll talk about the holiday weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Lisa. It was a scary night for some in a South Fargo apartment building. Everyone had to evacuate for reports of a suicidal man with a gun. It happened at an apartment complex in the 1000 block of 43rd and a Half Street. Police got a call last night about a suicidal man with a gun who was locked inside his apartment. Building managers had already evacuated the building by the time police arrived, and then officers set up a perimeter as they tried to make contact with the man. After several unsuccessful attempts to reach that man and conversations with his family, police left the area in an attempt to de-escalate the situation. Police say the man never made any threats to anyone else, and they do not believe the public was in any danger. A family is safe after a scary ordeal overnight on the Missouri River in western North Dakota. Firefighters in Bismarck had to rescue 3 people, including 1 child, from a sandbar on the river just after midnight. The family told police that they lost control of the boat as they were launching it into the water. Swift Water Rescue team members located the boat and got everyone to safety. Let's take a look now at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. He is 26-year-old Anthony Alvarez. Police say he's wanted for a probation violation on a theft charge and driving under suspension. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information about him. The search for a missing 9-year-old girl from South Dakota continues today. The Sheriff's Department says Serenity Denard ran away from a children's home in Black Hills back in February. The authorities have conducted a search for her multiple times since then, and today they're bringing in K-9 teams from Colorado. Denard was not wearing any warm clothing when she ran off. Many worried that she froze to death. Authorities in Moorhead are looking to bust drivers for getting distracted behind the wheel. Moorhead Police and Clay County Sheriff's deputies are bringing back the Busted by the Bus campaign. They'll be sitting in a big yellow school bus on April 22nd and 29th, looking for people texting and driving. Last year, 110 school bus traffic violations were turned into the Moorhead Police Department. The North Dakota Department of Transportation and North Dakota Highway Patrol has temporarily closed Highway 11 from Fairmont to the Minnesota border because water is over that road. Drivers must use another route. The Minnesota DOT is also closing a portion of Highway 55 just west of Tenney because of flooding on that road. The number of farms in North Dakota is down dramatically. This comes from a report by the Agriculture Department. The state lost 300 farms last year alone. That mirrors a national trend. Roughly 13,000 farms quit running last year. The biggest drop is from those making less than $100,000 in sales. One day after the release of the Mueller report, one thing is clear. The investigations into the president will continue. Natalie Brand has more details from Capitol Hill.
House Democrats today issued a subpoena to see special counsel Robert Mueller's full report.
We need the whole report, including the underlying documents, unredacted, as has been the case in every previous situation similar to this, where Congress got it all.
Mueller found no evidence of conspiracy or coordination with Russians interfering with the 2016 election, but he did not decide the question of obstruction of justice. In his report, he writes, the conclusion that Congress may apply the obstruction laws to the president's corrupt exercise of the powers of office accords with our constitutional system of checks and balances and the principle that no person is above the law.
We believe that the first Article 1, the legislative branch, has a responsibility of oversight of our democracy, and we will exercise that.
While Democrats say they will continue to investigate the president, most have stopped short of calling for impeachment, and Republicans say it's time to move on.
I think the Democrats are kind of like a dog with a bone on this. They're just going to keep chewing on it. But I think from the standpoint of most people, these issues are sort of settled and I think kind of in the rearview mirror, and they're ready to move on.
President Trump moved on to his Florida golf course this morning, but only after tweeting about the, quote, crazy Mueller report. And he called the sworn testimony of some in the report, quote, total BS.
The poor American people were lied to for 2+ years by the mainstream media, and someone's got to answer for that.
Okay. House Democrats have planned a conference call for Monday to discuss next steps. And Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee says releasing the unredacted report would be against the law for the Department of Justice. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will introduce legislation to raise the federal minimum age to buy tobacco from 18 to 21. The so-called McConnell bill will be introduced next month. It will cover all tobacco products, including e-cigs. Tobacco giants Altria, British American Tobacco, and e-cigarette maker Juul have all thrown their weight behind raising the minimum buying age. A 2015 National Academy of Medicine study concluded that increasing the minimum buying age would reduce the number of teens who get hooked on nicotine and therefore save lives. In our consumer alert this afternoon, Apple is making it easier for people to recycle their old iPhones. The company is quadrupling the number of drop-off recycling locations across the country. Customers can turn in their devices for recycling at any Apple store, Best Buy store, or online through the Apple Trade-in program. Apple has received nearly 1 million devices through its programs. The company's recycling robot named Daisy is capable of disassembling 200 phones per hour. That's 1.2 million devices per year. Daisy also recovers important materials like cobalt, aluminum, and tin, which are then recycled back into the manufacturing process.